Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about BlackBerry. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're doing a video about BlackBerry. Should you invest in BlackBerry at $13.48? Is now a good time to buy the stock? Is the stock going to revisit its high of $23 to $24? Is BlackBerry still subject to a short squeeze? I hope to answer all of these questions for you guys by the end of the video. So let's get started. So if you guys don't know, BlackBerry is the phone company, right? You know, ever since Apple kind of came out, the stock did not really do too well. But a lot of people took that as an opportunity to actually short the stock in itself. Now, if you guys have actually kept up with the market and what's been going on over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty crazy. A lot of these stocks that held a lot of short float essentially meaning that people borrow shares, hopefully to return them back at a cheaper price, and they get to keep the difference as a premium, basically cash in their pocket. A lot of people started taking the opportunity to basically short these stocks altogether within the recent weeks. You know, it was a Reddit-fueled rally to get these people to drive the stock up so high so that way the shorts actually had to cover their positions, which did leave BlackBerry stock basically trading at a pretty high price. In the last trading session, we can see here that BlackBerry was trading at $13.48, up $8.89. But if we look at the 1 month chart here, thing was trading around $7 and then took a hike up all the way to about $28.38. So pretty high. You could say that was basically the short squeeze effect. And a lot of people were questioning, you know, is BlackBerry going to potentially revisit that price of $28? Well, it's pretty tough to say, but I mean, looking at how everything has been altogether, you know, a lot of the brokerages did limit trading on these specific stocks, which did cause the stocks to go down. Now, it's still in debate whether it was actually even legal to do this. I don't think it was. Just because the stocks are volatile doesn't give people the right to actually just restrict the trading altogether. Yes, I know there is such thing as like T12 halts and stuff like that, but looking at it all together, there's no reason why they should have completely restricted people from buying and selling the shares altogether. So they're still under investigation behind that. But if we take a look at it, this actually caused a decrease in these stocks altogether, because basically Robinhood, Webull, and all these basically brokerages just allow people to only sell the stocks and not buy any shares. So the stocks naturally, of course, declined. And, you know, a lot of people have been trying to kind of push the stocks back up. On Friday, Robinhood and a lot of other brokerages finally they basically lifted the restrictions on these stocks altogether, basically allowing people to buy as much of the stock as they want, as many options as they want. So this could potentially put BlackBerry in a chance to actually revisit the high prices of $28, and there still is a good potential chance of hitting another short squeeze. Now, obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion, but a lot of people are asking, you know, is now a good time to buy BlackBerry? And if you take a look at it on paper, BlackBerry is actually not a very bad investment. You know, they're trying to innovate as fast as possible, and the company is still profitable. So it's not like BlackBerry is like GameStop or any of these other companies that basically are not profitable at all, or they're on the verge of bankruptcy. BlackBerry still does pretty well for itself altogether. And the company is still standing, and the company still, like I said, provides positive earnings. So the company is not a bad investment. I don't know why people thought it would be a good idea to short BlackBerry stock. Yes, I know they're kind of late to the innovation game in itself. When the iPhone started catching a lot of popularity, I feel like BlackBerry kind of just, you know, took a seat and didn't really try to innovate as much as possible. But back to the stock itself, I do think that BlackBerry can revisit its high price of $28.48, and I do think that the stock does have another potential chance of another massive short squeeze. Taking a look at the facts, like I said, you know, all these brokerages finally lifted all the restrictions, which is definitely going to drive volume back to these stocks in general, which is why I think BlackBerry was up about 10% in the last trading session. But if we take a look at it all together, there's a lot of other reasons why I do think BlackBerry stock can potentially hit another massive short squeeze, and why I think the stock still has a chance to revisit those all-time highs. Aside from the brokerages finally lifting all the restrictions, there's now a lot of new investors who are eyeing these stocks like no other. You know, a lot of people, you know, when they start investing, they start reading it's about the Dow Jones or the S&P, Tesla, and all these big-time companies. But a lot of the new users who signed up got in because of the fueled craze behind GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, and AMC Entertainment. So a lot of people are going to start flooding to these stocks altogether. And like I said, the volume has slowly been increasing. So I do expect this stock to actually revisit its all-time highs. And I do actually expect the stock to have another massive short squeeze. Now that the restriction is lifted, in the next trading session on Monday, I can expect a decent rally. And you know, you have to understand, you know, another reason why this could potentially hit another short squeeze, and it's a lot of people that, you know, an idea that a lot of people didn't really take into consideration altogether was, now that the stock climbed so high and a lot of people knew that it would eventually fall back down, a lot of people started a lot of new short positions in the stock in itself, now thinking, okay, now the stock is done, it's never going to have another short squeeze again. And there was a lot of people who probably started new short positions, which is definitely going to be a potential problem if the stock starts to rally close up to those $25 to $26. And this could potentially push the stock to all-time highs and could probably just push past the limit of the $28.48. I know a lot of people are holding BlackBerry stock altogether, and I do know that a lot of people are invested in it, probably holding high averages. I would kind of just wait and see what happens. That's not financial advice, but just wait and see what happens. Like I said, I don't think we've seen the last of these stocks. I don't think we've actually seen the last of the short squeeze, and I don't think we've seen the last of this rally altogether. Like I said, overall, the BlackBerry and a lot of these other stocks that were restricted did actually see a lot of positive gains on the last trading session. And like I said, I could expect these stocks to revisit those highs as new investors start to kind of weave into these stocks. And now that the restrictions are lifted and a lot of people are now starting a lot of new short positions on the stock in themselves, this could potentially even squeeze the stock even more and potentially to go even higher. Now, that's just my personal analysis. I'm not saying this is complete fact, but it is something to keep in consideration that, you know, there's a lot of big-time investors out there who are probably like, okay, now's probably a very good time to start a very big short position. Or even with GameStop, you know, if GameStop was sitting at $468, even me, from a common sense perspective, would be like, all right, let me start a short position at GameStop at $468 because they'll probably never see those prices ever again. At least that's what people think, until the stock is pushed so high and people take out such big short positions that this causes just massive fueled rallies in the stock in themselves. And a lot of people are wondering, you know, it's not just the volume that's pushing these stocks up. You know, a lot of these big time investors have to cover thousands, if not millions of shares, which causes the price to start to skyrocket. So I do think we have a potential chance to actually see this with BlackBerry as well. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think of BlackBerry stock. Do you think BlackBerry stock has another chance of a potential massive short squeeze?